Hi guys, this is Namcraft and welcome to the series of Starcraft English commentary. This is gonna be a hand-picked game by me, guaranteed to be awesome, guaranteed to have a lot of juices all over the fields of Citadel, it looks like. This is gonna be none other than the encounter between Mini and Sharp, the two suckers who have been eliminated from ASL. They're just gonna be spending some of their free time here, hanging out, with their friends and playing some daily pro league games. And I know that this game is guaranteed to be epic. Don't ask me why. So just follow my instinct. By the way, if you are one of my supporters, fans, donators, whatever, you're gonna have access to this video early. In which case, you should just watch the video from a playlist, a private playlist. But if you're not one of my donators or supporters or coffee buyers, then you would just watch this movie, not this movie, but this game a little bit later, 3 or 4 days later compared to the initial release. But anyways, yeah, there are 3 ways for you to become a supporter. The fastest and easiest and cheapest way is to click the link in the video description to donate. You can donate via Zelle if you are in the US, or otherwise just use the PayPal donation page that I provided. You can use the credit card in that. Otherwise, you can also join my Patreon supporting list, as well as join one of the YouTube subscription plans. I don't actually recommend the second and the third methods. The first method is the best because you know what, you just need to buy me one-time coffee. You don't need to support me every month because that's just ridiculous, right? But also because these kind of really exorbitant fees are taken by the intermediate companies such as Patreon and YouTube. So sending money directly to me via US bank account, Zelle account is the best. Otherwise, just use PayPal. The rate is not so high, maybe something like 8 or 10% depending on how much you send. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna be having a nice encounter here between Mini and Sharp. Mini must be pissed. He must be so angry because he lost out to Soki after having a 2-0 lead, and this is like the game between Barcelona and PSG that I just witnessed. Maybe you've also seen this game in the Champions League a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday, depending on when you're watching this video. But coming up with a 2-0 lead after the away and the home games, and then coming back to lose 4-2, that's just goddamn ridiculous. And that's what happened to Mini, as well as to Snow as well to a certain extent. So he's gonna take his revenge here, Mini, against a very unsuspecting victim. Is gonna be Sharp. The map is Citadel, like I mentioned to you, 4-player map with the player spawning on the top right and the bottom right corner of the screen. Looks like Mini's gonna come out with a couple of aggressive moves here. He's got a Zealot and a Dragoon on the move. This SCV is gonna try to check for the situation. Mini's gonna try to put down his Nexus. He does put on Nexus and then he's gonna run home. Very nice. On the Citadel map, looks like Sharp is going for some aggressive stance as well, having 4 Marine and no commands that are being built inside his main. He's got a Vulture and he takes very good hit at this Dragoon though. Dragoon is almost damaged, shield down to 21. The Vulture is gonna be following suit. That probably to get sniped, and we shall see if the probably is gonna be able to do some damage. And it looks like Mini is gonna push his enemy back. The Marines are damaged, but none of them died. One of them now dies, and another one might die. So it's gonna be the Vulture that gets surrounded as well. The Vulture lives for the time being, and looks like the probe is not yet dead. Now the probe dies. The Dragoon might try to target the Vulture because the Vulture is damaged. Go for the Vulture. Looks like the second Dragoon come out to support. What do we have inside of Sharp's main? We're going to be having just nothing. A second Marine. Where's the tank? 1 SV died, and the Dragoon's attacking furiously against the Marine as well as the Vulture. The Vulture is getting repaired nicely, so that's good for Sharp. Mini's going to be careful because both of the Dragoons are damaged. Looks like Sharp tries to damage the weaker Dragoon, but not able to take care of that Dragoon, and now the 2 Dragoons are going to go inside the main. Is this going to be the end of the game or what? Because we're going to be having no tanks coming out for the time being. Now we might see something. Yeah, the tank comes out, and these Dragoons will need to back up. They're so red, it's so damaged. That Vulture is close to dying, but Sharp holds it at the last minute, and he pushes these other Dragoons back, and the game is going to stabilize a bit now. It's going to be time for Mini to transfer probe towards a new base. Sharp's expansion is severely delayed, and we shall see if that is going to have some momental effect to the outcome of this game. So it looks like Mini is gonna go to, what is he going to go for? He's going to go for Robo. Dragoon range not yet upgraded. How the heck was he able to engage in that encounters without Dragoon range is kind of beyond me. We're going to be having wow, that's a lot of forces, man. 2 tanks, 1 Vulture is getting repaired, and a couple of Marines. Is Sharp going to try to go for a counter attack? We've seen in time and time again where the Protoss player try to overpush himself and then loses to the counter attack from the Terran. I mean, we shall see what happens next. Looks like a big move out here for Sharp. Is it going to be just to clear the high ground outside of his potential third base, or is it going to be actually to go for the attack? Looks like he clears the high ground and then retreats. Yeah, he's kind of dancing back and forth, waiting to go somewhere here. Looks like Mini is going to try to go for an expansion, a second expansion at the 12 o'clock position. He's got got a very nice lead here. The Dragoons are recuperating their health very nicely. And it's going to be a starport build coming up for Sharp. He's going to try to go for some vulture harassments inside of his enemy's main. We shall see. We're going to be having the vulture coming towards the 12 o'clock base. That base is not yet set up. There's just a single pylon there. The probe is blocking the ramp. And we're not seeing what happens. But yeah, I think this vulture is going to try to go in. The vulture dies. So at the last minute, Mini's gonna try to do the dancing move, but that's a little bit too adventurous because he's gonna be fighting against the high ground with no vision. So that's not nice. But anyways, some mines are getting created at the 9 o'clock position as well. Sharp wants to be sure that his enemy is not gonna follow up with a big attack in the air. Something like Shadow Reavers, and he's gonna pull the rest of his vultures out and get ready for the defense at home as well. Yeah, so the game is looking very nice. Both the players are not really engaging in any kind of major battles. Just preparing for the eventuality of the mid to late game situation. We're going to be having a vulture checking out the situation. He's going to try to glitch himself in. The probe dies. Wow, that is a big loss, man. So what can Mini do? He's got enough money for an expansion. He might be forced to take the open base at the inner to 130 position. That base is not so nice, man. So I wonder if he's gonna try to expand it or just wait for the observer to go out and take some other bases. Looks like he's used his money for something else. Maybe he's not gonna expand after all. Dragoons attacking. Tanks are sieging nicely in the back. Observer sees the situation. One of the Dragoon takes the hit, but he's gonna pull back the rest of his forces. And now we're going to be having Mini going for the expansion. This is a very late expansion. We have a Wraith coming out as well as scanners. So I think now it's going to be futile for Mini to try to go for some reverse attack. So after the initial nice advantages, looks like Sharp is coming back nicely against Mini, because Mini was not able to take a fast nexus, fast third base. Now it's forced to take a very late third base. Whereas his enemy is already saturated everything and got very nice defensive positions against the eventual Shadow and Reaver drop here. Looks like the tanks are going home and waiting for those Reavers to come, but we don't see it. The Wraith is also overlooking the ridge just outside of the expansion, so Sharp's got very nice coverage of the things that are actually potentially coming here. Is Mini rushing to Others? That is going to be the question I have in my mind, because usually during this time, a Protons player like Bisu might decide to go for Arbiter play, which is nice as well. We shall see. Yeah, for the time finally we see the Shadow start to come out now. That's kind of a late Shadow, but I feel like Mini could have just played a bit better. He's got very high APM as usual, 430. Sharp only 320 APM. Those three probes need to go on gas. Mini is not sending them on gas, man. What is he doing? He's using his APM for a lot of things, but the probe management is not the thing that is, the top of his concern here. This vulture moving towards the other side of the map, not so sure for what. Maybe for vision, maybe to kind of deflect any kind of potential drops. Yeah, but the game is gonna progress nicely into the mid-game situation here. 8 minutes and 30 seconds of the game. Mini is on almost 3 bases with 88 supplies. Sharp 73. Sharp is upgrading nicely with his armory. His starport not producing yet a dropship. We're going to be having scanners going up inside the main, and a lot of tanks getting amassed. So Mini got to be very careful. Sharp might want to come out with a mid-game push here. I think +1 weapons push or +2/+1 might be a nice push timing for Sharp. We shall see. Alright, for the time being, the Shadow is gonna move out with the rest of his army. Observer checking out the top left corner of the screen, as you can see from the mini-map. Whereas Sharp is in a full defensive positioning here. He's got Wraith patrolling the north side of his expansion. He's got a lot of forces in the main. And it looks like Mini is also going for a very defensive stand. None of the players are actually going out and engaging a lot of forces here. We're going to be having just a lot of gateway production coming up for Mini 6 gateway now. And he's going to get ready to take a 4th base. At the top left on the screen, his opponent not yet available to move out just yet. And yeah, the game is looking kind of boring for the time being, but trust me, it's gonna get heated up very soon. I suspect, I just have a hunch, I just have a Starcraft 6 sense here as to what might be happening. So the Shadow doesn't have Shadow with speed. He is not Snow. He is just Mini. He's small and sometimes adventurous and sometimes ambitious, but he's not the king in the north, man. So his Shadow and Reaver control sometimes is questionable, and his decision making and his probe management sometimes it just kind of feels like he actually doesn't care. Observer getting sniped inside the main for Sharp, so that's a good fight for him. This Goliath's gonna come out, and yeah, Sharp gonna think about the 3rd base at some point. He's gonna start to inch forward here. I'm not so sure the tanks have +1 yet, possibly not. Looks like he's fearful of a drop. Mini is known to have, triple dropship coming in like around 10 minutes 11-minute mark of the game with some Zealot and Reaver. We're finally going to have the Shadow with some nice shots and the Reaver, but the Shadow is severely damaged. What the heck is Sharp doing? Pushing way too far forward. One tank in the front is gonna die, but the rest of the forces is gonna get pushed back. Zealot without lag is actually not very quick here. Meaning need to start to transfer probes to his new base. Need to make some cannons there because of the dropship threat might be somewhere in the air, but we don't see that dropship getting created. Just as Sharp is playing very classical. He's playing very traditional, just going for pure ground army. Expand, move forward, expand, move forward. These Dragoons gonna try to intercept some vultures going for the harassment. Where are the probe transfer? Now we see the probe transfer, but the quick vultures already en route. Mini has been so slow. He's usually so slow in transferring his probes, and this is gonna be a big problem for him. We shall see what happens. How do the vultures intercept the probes in the middle? Some of the probes actually stopping in the middle and actually not going through. And yeah, now these vultures will go through now, and at least one probe will die. The cannon is gonna complete. More vultures coming out to harass, but not able to do anything. He's gotta be careful. Mini, he clears one single mine. He's gotta be very careful to clear more mines, and he's standing exactly where they are. This cannon is so damaged. Wow, that's a quick, crazy ass explosion. Destroying so many forces. These vultures is looking for more harassments, but they're not able to actually deal any kind of significant damage. The command center is gonna float over for Sharp and going to be having 4 base Protoss versus a 3 base Terran player. I think if I was Mini, I would go for the expansion as well at the 10 o'clock position. I mean, that base is just one step forward, and it's gonna be hard for Sharp to push here. But yeah, he's gonna try his signature move Sharp, which is vulture harassment, running around, laying some mines, getting his enemy's armies, you know, befuddled with the mines fields, going for probe harassment and possibly going for drop at some point. I'm not so sure what is gonna be the next move for both of these players. Yeah, but for the time being, looks like everyone is staying exactly where they are, except for the vulture, which is just running around like, you know, dogs not on leash here. In terms of tech, what do we have? The Citadel, Dune, and Templar archive for Mini. So he's playing the 2024 meta, which is just fast shuttle and high temperatures and Zealot with lag, and that's it. No arbiters, no carriers for the timing. We have a dropship running around, flying around, excuse me, and it's gonna move towards the top left on the screen. I think there is some cannons and some gateway being produced there, so it's gonna be very difficult for that dropship to kind of do some kind of damage. The command center starts to float, and it floats towards the 3 o'clock position. This is an interesting decision here by Sharp. He takes the base closer to his enemy, but that means he's gonna have the other base at the inner 430 available for taking much easier later in the later part of the game. That might be his strategy here. He clears this area. He's gotta defend this third base very nicely though, because there's a big ridge where Shadow can just fly easily from Mini's main to a Sharp third base. We have a small engagement here, and a lot of vultures get cleared out, but these forces kind of need to have you know, push back a little bit here. Now a major Protoss army is gonna start to engage in. Mini 187 supply, Sharp 157 supply. The battle might begin soon. Some minefield is clearing, is guarding this area nicely, as well as 2 tanks on a high ridge. And yeah, finally Mini is gonna clear those mines. He pushes out with the rest of the forces at the top left of the screen as well. He's gonna be getting ready to take an expansion. Looks like a lot of tanks in position to intercept here. Zealot start to move through, and the engagement is gonna start. And Zealot clearing the mine. Is that going to be enough? What High Templars or what Shadow's got something, just clearing a lot of mine here and eating up a lot of the vultures and the Goliath, and that Shadow lives for the time. Zealot attacking nicely, but Mini Dragoons getting stuck behind that high ground. He's going to attack with his Reaver. His Reaver control is not like Snow. He's able to do some shot, but wow, picking up and missing the Reaver shot. That was hilarious. And finally he clears up one single tank, but a lot of supply was cleared for Mini in that engagement. He's down to 135 supply, Sharp 135 as well. Expansion not yet going up for Mini at the 10 o'clock position, so he's gonna be feeling not so happy about his decision making here. A lot of armor is getting created, which is nice for Mini, and we're gonna be having Vulture come through with Zealot blocking so nicely at the last minute, and one High Templar at least will get sniped, and more forces moving through. Oh my god, a lot of High Templars gonna get sniped, as well as a mine. The mine will, oh, what are you getting? How did that happen? That mine could have exploded and killed 3 High Templars. Okay, we have the core spinning for some random reason. Is that for Shadow armor upgrades, or is that going to be for going for carriers? It looks to be like it might be carriers, because we have the Stargate on the left side of the map. At the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock position, it looks like Mini comes out with more forces again, but he's on even supply with Sharp. Sharp is looking very nicely. This dropship is looking for places to harass, but not yet able to find anything. Yeah, fine. Okay, we have a dropship that appears here at the top left, and some vultures coming through, but these Dragoons will have the high ground to kind of fall back to, and we're going to be having reinforcement on the other side of the map. Looks like the dropship decided to attack the 12 o'clock position. There's a couple of cannons there, but we need to have also the Shadow and Reaver come out to support. The cannon is not in range, and looks like Mini is slow to react. Now he reacts. The probes are not reacting. High Templar casting a storm on the dropship as well. The dropship survives. Yeah, and those high temperatures would pick up, but a lot of probes would destroy in that process, and looks like Mini has to reshuffle his probe line a little bit here. Dragoons come trying to clear out the base at the 9 o'clock position. There's some minefield in the area. He's got to be very, very careful. I'm not so sure why he put the 2 high temperatures there. Maybe, yeah, he leave them there so that they can recuperate the energy and get used a little bit later here. But the game is going to get very interesting. 3 Stargate, 4 Stargate coming up for Mini. I don't really like this switch. I mean, he's invested so much into Templar Archive and High Templars. I'm not so sure about his gas counts now. He's gotta just be doing everything on gas. I mean, he's gotta save every single gas drops, I guess, for the arbiters. Excuse me, for the carriers. High Templars are gonna drop here and storming himself, suiciding, committing seppuku, which is the Japanese word for cutting your own stomach. Did you know that when the Japanese samurais commit suicide, there's gonna be a second man to cut off the head? Because if you just, go out there and cut your own stomach, with a knife, you won't die, and you're gonna be bleeding to, with a lot of agony and pain. So there's always a second guy in there to cut off your head just to finish up the job there, and I didn't know that until like recently. But anyways, yeah, what do we have here? It looks like it's gonna be Mini coming out and control the area, but Sharp is doing a small push with a lot of forces. The upgrades are looking nicely, +2 weapons and +1 armor for the Terran army, and Mini is gonna try to get in the right position. He's got a lot of Reavers, High Templar, Xenon, Dragoons, but his carriers are not yet operational, so that's gonna be his problem. Observers seeing the army movement, and Mini's gonna try to sandwich his enemy, but very, very nice siege position for Sharp. We're gonna be having SCVs coming out to support us for this Reaver. We need to actually buy some time, but I don't see. Wow, look at those High Templars with 2 storms each. So nice. But they're not actually being used in this battle, and we shall see what happens next. So this Reaver is gonna try to do some shot. That is a nice shot, destroying and damaging a lot of forces. And for the time being, looks like Sharp is held in the middle area. What is Mini doing with this probe line? He doesn't actually have that many probes, to be honest. In a lot of the bases here, the Reaver is gonna try to do one more shot, but it gets sniped on the other side of the map, and Sharp is inching ever closer towards his enemy line. The Vulture is gonna come behind and try to surround his enemy and put them in, kind of a minefield here. But for the time, it looks like maybe Mini will hold this high ground. He will storm, and Dragoon, what are you doing? The Dragoons are doing some very, very crazy dancing move here, not able to actually get anything, and now looks like Sharp is gonna be in the face of Mini, but Mini's got. He's gonna get ready to take another base as well. The 9 o'clock position, I'm not so sure if that's gonna get discovered at some point. High Templar casting a storm on the Flying Vessels. He does cast a nice storms on some of the forces, but he's gonna have to evacuate his expansion now. The first carrier of the game is operational, and it's gonna try to come out and help with the battle here. The rest of the probes are gonna get evacuated. Some tanks moving towards the 12 o'clock position to clear out that area. There's some pylon blocking the area, so Sharp would not be able to clear it just yet, but we shall see. Looks like, yeah, the carriers need to be involved here, man. As far as the High Templar's Mini is very, very slow. His APM is dropped down to 330, and yeah, now he does have a very, very nice storm that clears out all of the tanks, and he will save that. Oh my god, very, very good dive in to snipe out that High Templars and Zealot and Dragoons attacking, but reinforcement from behind. And wow, so slow for Mini, not able to do anything. And we're going to be seeing these tanks destroying the 12 o'clock position, which is a little bit unfortunate. There's some probes, some small amount of probes in there, but not much. What is this Shuttle going to try to do? He's going to try to pick up some, whatever the remaining forces, but the game is clearly in Sharp's favor. I think 192 supply for Sharp, only 149 for Mini. The only thing that Mini's got going for him is this group of carriers. He's going to try to set up a new base here at the 9 o'clock position. Carriers start to maul away these Goliaths and tanks. There's only 1 Goliath in the group, and 4 or 5 carriers is very, very strong. One D-Matrix Goliath is doing some damage on one of the carriers, but it dies. And the other Goliath in the area is going to be able to attack nicely. This big push is going to be scary though. Mini retreats. Was he able to saturate his new base at the 9 o'clock position? Looks like no. He's got some forces there, but it's not yet saturating that base. Carriers need to attack and clear out this group of forces now. Looks like, yeah, Mini does come out and try to clear them, but he's now just mining out of a single base. For the time being, he's only got his top left that is mining. The other bases are either mine out or don't have any probes. Nice storming from inside the base and clearing out a lot of these Goliaths. The carriers need to push back, and we have a command center that might burn down here. Carriers gotta push against this retreating army. Nice Reaver attack as well. This is a beautiful, what is it, temporal pincer attack maybe. Anyways, we have some Goliath trying to chase some carriers, but they're going to be hiding behind the bridge, and Sharp is not scanning. Wow. At the last minute, he was not able to scan those group of forces, and we're going to be having Reavers attacking, doing some more shot. High Templar casts a beautiful storm, and that Reaver was destroyed in that last engagement. That was a little bit unfortunate. The shuttle dies as well as the other forces, and the command center is going to float back, but Mini is severely behind in terms of supply. 20 supply difference. Where are the carriers? What can they do? Mini needs to, saturate the probe line at the 9 o'clock position. He's going to try to move across the map with some carriers, but I don't think that's the right move because the number of Goliath is still very high for Sharp. And yeah, it's just having one base is not good, man. Anyways, probes start to come out. Mini is gonna try to chase away these Goliaths in this distance, and it's gonna, if I was Sharp now, I would just make only Goliaths. That's it, because I know that my enemies got nothing. They're like a single mining base only. Sharp is what is he gonna try to do? We're gonna be having a single Dragoon blocking this area. Some probes getting created at the new base. We have some cannons in the area. Goliath's gonna try to intercept it. The carriers need to get grouped together with Observer. I think the game is kind of slow and being a slow and painful death for Mini. I don't think Mini's got a chance to come back. There's no way he can come back here. Dragoon's clearing out, but nice mine explosion, and these actually, if those vultures get inside of the main, it's going to be very disastrous for Mini because mines might get put inside his gateway production here. The 5th command center goes up. What can Mini do? Mini has a nice observer placement. He sees his forces. Nice scan to see the situation, but not able to see the observer. Well, the first tank dies, one Goliath dies, and these tanks are going to be on the ridge here, but they're going to get destroyed by the carriers. But the number of Goliaths is very high. Very nice storm from God knows where. Yeah, the north side is where the action is, and that last tank is possibly going to fall. And Mini, for some unknown reason, he came out from behind with a lot of force. He's gonna try to storm once again. He does good storm on the Goliath to try to move forward. He's gonna try to go for one more storm, I think. He does a good storm on the Goliath and, just bleeding them out. But the number of carries is gonna be enough. Looks like the carries are just might be enough. You gotta be careful. There's no cannon inside this base, and Mini is pushed back hard. He's trying very hard to hold this area, but his carriers is kind of, gonna have to face the upcoming big battles here with the Goliaths. The good thing for me is that I don't think he's lost a single carrier. He might have lost one carrier a long time ago, like 5-6 minutes ago, but now he's got the full force here. They start to attack once again. He's gonna be careful to group them up nicely so that it's indiscernible to see where's the weak one and where's the strong one. The Goliath's gonna try to chase them with a nice scan, but the carriers retreat behind this ridge and they pull back. One carrier is gonna get sniped. Indeed, it does get sniped, and now it looks like Mini's down to 6 carriers. But that is still a sizable force, and Sharp is now up to 5 bases. Mini's got what? I don't know, man. I mean, he's got nothing. He's got a Reaver, and that's it. He can try to fly over and try to attack the base at the 9 o'clock position, but I don't think it's gonna be possible. This Dark Templar comes out and gets sniped right away. So unfortunate for Mini. Mini down to 122 supply, Sharp 143, and more High Templar coming up to reinforce. Mini's life is hanging on a thread, man. He's walking a very thin line between death and alive here. By the way, that is one of the greatest game in the history of, I don't know, arcade games. Dead or Alive. I've played that game so many times. Anyways, yeah, very nice hold position here for the Goliath and tank. This is gonna keep the carriers busy. Means that Sharp can come out there and mine more at his new base and trying to reinforce the High Templar. Is gonna try to come from this other side and try to storm from inside, outside of the reach of the tank here, which is a great move. He's gonna try to cast more storm. Observer, scan is able to see the situation. One tank is gonna try to take out. We have a raid that dies. That is in a bad storm. The High Templar will need to actually be in the right position here. Carriers are still attacking nicely. And we have another expansion that goes out for Mini. Mini is expanding, even though he's got not enough force. He's not storming. Mini, what are you doing? He does a good storm that, hold these Goliaths at bay. He can do one more storm. He's gonna go out there and does a good storm on the Goliaths in the tank. But this base is falling fast. The carriers need to do something about it. We have a cannon in the back that actually buy a lot of time. We have a Reaver that does a good attack at the 6 o'clock base. A single Dark Templar comes out. This might be the most amazing comeback ever. I don't know, because supply for Sharp is plummeting very fast here. This base is still mining. We have a Dark Templar that comes out. Goliath is going to try to focus attention on one of the weak carriers. Dark Templar, is it there? It's somewhere that I cannot see. Where's the Dark Templar? Okay, these Goliaths gonna finally die. The carrier is gonna try to take out the last of the tank. We have a cannon and a High Templar in the back. The number of carriers is around 7, which is still very nice. The Goliath's gonna try to take out one of the weak carriers. Mini need to constantly reshuffle his carrier so that makes sure that the weak one is always kind of, not sure exactly where it is, mixing with the group. Another tank is gonna get destroyed, so this is a lot of gas getting wasted. Be careful, be super careful, because the Goliath number is so high. Anyway, it's going to be having more forces coming over. Sharp is also going to be running out of minerals soon. I guess not running out of minerals, but just, be very cash strapped here. His 9 o'clock base is almost mined out, Okay, we have some new base getting created for Mini. I mean, the only thing that he can do is fly around. Oh my god, one carriers might get sniped at the last minute. That was really unfortunate. Good scan, one good storm. That's able to damage one of the tanks, but that is still big problem here for Mini. He comes forward, shot a lot of Goliaths. It's just a single cannon protecting this base, and that ridge is just buying so much time. Citadel is a nice map, I guess, for the defending players, especially in these kind of encounters. We have a shadow that flies forward with something. Mini need to load something out of his shadow. He's waiting. He's not actually using the shadow to attack, to save this base. He's gonna maybe forget about this base, and he's gonna go for the harassment at the 6 o'clock position. This entire prop line is gonna get destroyed. That is a little bit unfortunate for Mini. But yeah, there's nothing he can do. He needs to actually saturate probes in his other base, man. We're gonna be having High Templars coming out for harassments here. Is it gonna be a Dark Templar attack? Take out the Command Center. Wow, very good lift though. The Command Center gets lifted. So I feel like, yeah, there's no way for Mini to come back from this. High Templar is gonna get sniped. Attack, what are you doing? Mini is gonna lose both of his High Templars, maybe. No, he saves. Wow. He saves both of his High Templars at the last minute, but we're going to be having a huge army moving forward. No, just one High Templar was saved here. He's going to cast a single storm. That storm is, you know, very nice. It eats everything. Cannons getting cancelled. We have a Dark Templar, double Dark Templar supporting, but they fall back really quickly because Scan was deployed. So yeah, that's going to be a problem here. This base temporarily doesn't have any mining. Mini need to move the rest of his probes back, and he does move back, and they evacuate nicely because there's no tank within the line of those probes to go back into the main here. But Mini got to think about the next movement. He needs to actually maybe make some observers at his main and clear out the minefield at the 1 o'clock position, I think, because that base is around there for some time, but he's not able to actually go on there. It's so short to reinforce with his gateway count. You know, I would just say, you know, try to regain your first expansion at the 1 o'clock position at some point. Anyways, yeah, Carry is gonna try to clear out these forces. Triple Dark Templar, but they're so easy to get sniped, so we shall see. Come on, are you gonna attack or do something? More Dark Templar attacking at this base and buying a lot of time here. What are these? Wow, moving Dark Templar around and trying to buy some time. Only a single Dark Templar makes it out of the group alive. Anyways, Carriers need to clear out the tank, and that tank indeed dies. Nice scan. Check out for this situation. Mini is down to 76 supplies, Sharp 128. He's moving with a lot of Goliaths into the main. If this base get clear out, then Mini will have no mining. Looks like the Goliaths are returning. One tank getting sniped in the back, which is great. We have a turret that gets destroyed at the potential new base here, and that turret dies, and with that Dark Templar is gonna run and hide in the corner. Once again, this base might fall though. Carriers are attacking. We have 5 or 6 Goliaths in defensive position already. More other carriers are gonna be coming forward. Mini is not yet clearing up the mines in his expansion. I mean, this is one of his weakness. Sometimes he just gets so micro-oriented that he forget about, you know, the big picture. You need to actually clear things, and Mini GG. He thinks it doesn't happen now. But thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.